Good evening, everyone. This is Barbie Kalev, and welcome to our team call for April 4th, 2016. Holy moly, 4 months into the year already. That is crazy. So we are taking questions right now. I have a plan in my head, but now that I'm seeing all these faces, I want to give you guys what you want. So the question is, what is your number one or two or three concern that you have? And I would love to actually speak to the people that are on the call. You guys are the regulars. So what are the concerns that you have? And let's see if I can help you answer those, okay? And then we'll do the second part of the call, which is what I intended to do. So, okay, let's get started. We're not doing celebrations on this now that we started Zoom, but we should. But I'm going to give an early celebration. Hey, Steve, he just signed up to be a coach like 5 minutes ago. Yay, Steve! Welcome, Steve. I don't know if he hears us. He must be like, who are these crazy people? So I wanted to give an early shout out to Christina McMahon. Raise your hand, Christina, up in the air. She is going to be Diamond on Thursday. And you know what, Christina? I'm going to have you lead a team call, not this one, but I'm going to unmute you. Christina, you look freaking tired. So,
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, tell us about it. Okay, because let me interview you for a few minutes. When did you, and sorry, you didn't mean to be on the team call. I know if you did, you would have put some makeup on maybe or not. Were you just thinking that?
Actually, I was. That's okay.
Okay, because I know you. I'm like, I am sure that, but whatever. I don't show up all made up. Anyway, when did you become a coach?
In November 1st of last year.
Yeah, so you've only been a coach for 5 months, and you had your eyes on Diamond when?
December 1st.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, how did that happen from November something to December 1st?
I made a plan for myself as when I come into coaching that I had no plan B. My why is to bring my significant other home and to make a life for us and the life that we want. That's, so my goal was whatever it takes. I just stuck with that no matter what, as hard as it got. And I just started questioning you because I didn't want Emerald. My goal was to just hit Diamond. Like, okay, how can I get all these people at once? But I knew that wasn't possible for me. And I just busted my ass every day. I did the daily things of contacting people, even when I didn't want to, because there was times I was like, oh my goodness, this is hard. I didn't think it was a fly-by-night business, but I didn't think that times would be as difficult as they are. But it just made me push harder. So that's basically
That's it in a nutshell, right? So what do you mean that you started questioning me? You've even gotten mad at me, but we'll get to that in a second. Oh yeah, Kelsey, she's gotten pissed at me. Kelsey's her coach, but yes, okay.
More just like the questioning of, can I do what you do? I look at you as the successor. So, and I try to follow in your footsteps to know that you're the goal for me. So that's the life I want. So I follow what you do. And I know if I'm slacking, it's because I'm not doing the work. And the only time I catch myself slacking, and I tell my coaches this, is when I lack in personal development. And that's when I'm like,
goosebumps.
Yeah, and that's exactly when I start failing. My company is because I did not put in the work of personal development. And I always thought, oh, it's not a big deal. I hate reading books. But when I don't do it, I see things just dropping off.
Mm-hmm. So what does it mean for you to do personal development?
For me, it's different. I don't like books. I struggle with reading. I always have. I've never been a reader. So I purposely set up for my day, like what's going to happen. I have a schedule. I've started scheduling everything from when I work, like when I wake up till the end of the day. And I try to stick with it the best I can. But when stuff starts going sideways, that's when I just get on YouTube and I look for the best people that fit my needs.
That's it.
Not everybody like hits that button with me that may hit somebody else's button. But as soon as I find that person, I stick to what I'm looking for that day. Like if I'm facing a fear of, oh my gosh, is this business really going to take off for me? That's when I go find something about fighting fears. So whatever I'm feeling shitty about, sorry, but then I find something that boosts me up and then I'm right back into it. So whatever works for your individual needs is what I would say go for.
Totally. The other day I was on a team call for this superstar coach, and his coaches were like, what? They kept insisting on me talking about like my favorite book and my favorite personal development and the one tip. And I'm like, there is no one thing, This year I can honestly tell you that I haven't found the book that is like, this is the book that I need to be reading. I've been feeling a little bit like Goldilocks, like reading different books, trying to find what it is that I need. And something different. Last year, that book that I needed and that woke me up was No Excuses by Brian Tracy, right? I found myself on a call with one of my coaches. If you don't have that book, get that book. But I found myself on a coaches with one of my girls who wanted to be top 10. And she said, Barbie, I want to be top 10. And here I was like giving her all this advice on how to be amazing. And I realized that I wasn't doing it myself, and yet I wanted to achieve 15 star and I wasn't willing to put in the work. And so when I caught myself not leading by example, that's when I happened to find the book. It's funny. They say when the student's ready, the teacher will appear. Well, the book appeared. I bumped into this other video by Brigitte Linford that says, are you willing to do whatever it takes? And I was like, oh my God, I live with whatever it takes. And the reality of that phrase hasn't hit me. And she said, if you want to be diamond and you're asking yourself, like, how many people do I have to talk to in order to sell a challenge pack? Then you're not willing to do whatever it takes. Like, stop asking, how much do I need to do in order to achieve whatever it is that you want to achieve? So I woke my butt up and I got to work. And so I can tell you that last year I worked really hard and I was able to help 4 people get to diamond. I didn't achieve my 15-star goal, but now I see it. Like this is the first week, which is so freaking cool. This is the first week ever that I actually see it, like I can taste it. And it's going to happen by the end of the month. Thanks to you in part, Christina, right? You're part of that 15-star team.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of freaking work. And I think that sometimes, and sorry, Steve, you're a brand new coach. You're like 10 minutes old, right? Look, I'm not going to lie to you. You just signed up. It does take work. Hi, Maria and little baby. It does take freaking work in the beginning, and it's a lot of work up front. But what you have in the end is going to be worth it. So I was just at the Super Saturday, right? And they had just asked me to speak, and I was like, okay, what kind of training do you want me to do? And they're like, no, just tell your story. That's all we want. I'm like, I flew all the way just to tell my story. But then I remembered that it was actually at a Super Saturday event, 2008. I had been a coach for almost a year. I went not because I had any intentions of doing something with coaching. I mean, I was already working as a coach and I wanted to make money and I wanted to be successful and I wanted to help people, but I really didn't go for the coaching. I only went because I wanted to meet Tony Horton. I wanted to be like, oh my God, that's Tony Horton, P90X. And so when I went up there, and I was sitting down, I was listening to this guy's story, Robert Hutchins, and he told his story of working all the time as a paramedic for $13.25 an hour. He has 2 children, a wife that he had to support, and he was able to retire from his job as a paramedic. And at the time, like, rumor had it that he was making like $7,000 a week. And I was like, oh my God. I had $94,000 in debt, and I was a professor. I have a PhD, and I wasn't making, like, at the end of the month, I seriously had to put my freaking groceries on a credit card. So when people tell me that they don't have money to sign up, I'm like, put it on a credit card or save until you do have money to sign up, because this is freaking real. Like I knew when I was sitting there that this opportunity was real. And I remember the moment. I remember like the people that were around me. I remember the guy talking. And I remember having that moment of like, this is the freaking American dream. And I got goosebumps, and that was like 8 years ago. And I left Super Saturday and I said, this is it. I'm going to freaking go for it. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. I was a Ruby coach at the time. And the next week I was Diamond. And I just kept working hard. And then eventually, like, it happens. And I worked really hard all the freaking time. And I was re-listening to a call I was catching. I listened to it for the first time because I missed that National Wake Up Call by Chelsea Pearson. And she's like, you have to sacrifice a lot. She's like, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. But I think sometimes coaches don't say that. So if you're tired, you think that you're the only one that's tired, you know? And we make it look so fun on social media. But behind the scenes, the successful people are working really freaking hard, you know? So just know that, you guys, and that it's worth it. So now I'll be honest, like, I work, this is a job for me, because plus I wouldn't want to be home scratching my butt doing nothing, right? Like, I love what I do, but I do work hard, and this is a job for me. And I probably work, 30 hours a week. But next week, for example, I'm going to New York to see my mom, and I didn't schedule any calls for next week. I'm going to meet with Maria. We're going to have coffee or lunch in between, like, my mom time. That's it. I'm not seeing anybody else, you know, other than my mom. But I've earned that. I've worked for years to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to take a week and I'm just going to go play with my mom. And I'm sure that I'll work a little bit in the morning, but you have to earn that time. So, okay. So Christina, when was the time that you got mad at me? Because it's important. Do you remember?
Oh yeah, I remember.
So mad.
I still remember like it was yesterday. I was struggling a little bit, and I remember we had a call, and I filled out the paper to have the call with you. And you asked me if I was doing all this stuff. And I said, yeah. And you said, what about your, I think it was personal development. And I, was like, well, yeah, I'm doing that. And you said, well, are you using the scripts? And I was hesitant because I knew I wasn't using the scripts, because when I first started, I hit Success Club with no problem. I hit 10, then I hit 11, and you weren't helping me at the time because you were busy. And I was like, I got this. I don't even need Barbie to help me at all. Like, I'm so going to superstar this stuff to the top without her. And then the next month come, and we had like 6 days left. And you said, why aren't you at Success Club? What are you doing? And I was like, And then when you said something about the scripts, I was like, oh yeah, I'm using them. And then it was like, I got called out, and I was just like, are you serious? Like, I was so angry. I was like, I'm done. Like, I didn't even want to do it anymore. I was just so mad that you caught me in my bull. You know, I was like, like there was no way of hiding it. It was shown that I wasn't doing something. And that was all there was. I was so angry that I was just like, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like staring at this damn Sagi doll, because that come in the mail the same day that all happened.
What came in the mail? The Bob?
The bobblehead. And I was like, I'm so done with this. I don't want anything to do with Beachbody. Like, how dare she call me out? Like, who does she think she is? Barbie Club. I was so mad. Like, I was shaking when I got off the phone with you, and I'm just like, I'm done.
I could see like this wall come down.
Yeah.
All I did was ask her, like she said, okay, so Steve, you're brand new, but we have these scripts, right? And you're not a robot. So you're not supposed to use these scripts and just copy and paste, but they're like guidelines so that you know how to talk to people and how to really connect with people, right? So it's not just like, okay, I have a new coach, Michelle. She just messaged me yesterday. She said, or she posted in a new coach bootcamp. She said, somebody wants to know about Hammer and Chisel. Well, a new person's approach would be like, here's the link, go buy it, right? And part of the script tells you, no, you want to get to know what their needs are. So Steve, I kind of scripted you, right? In the sense that, but kind of, I mean, like the scripts are in my head now because I've been coaching for so long and I use them so much, but really like, I'm trying to find out about you. Remember when you messaged me and you said, I'm interested in coaching maybe. And I did give you a link to go see the video, but I said, what do? You said, something operator, right? And then you, like a typical man, he gave me one word answers, right? And I was like, okay, I want more. So you know, I was asking more questions and I'm trying to get to know you, because really, like, the purpose is for me to get to know you and to see, okay, how can Beachbody help you? And then I saw, as we're messaging, I'm trying to pick up on clues, like, who is this person, right? So then I'm seeing, like, okay, you are a details person, right? Steve, you do your freaking homework. Then just from your messages, I see that, okay, he's really reading into things. He consults with his wife, and, you know, and I do, like, I don't make decisions without Sagi now. So, you know, I'm trying to gather information. And so then I also decide at the same time, do I want this guy to be a part of my team? And Jonathan, I did the same to you, right? Yeah, Jonathan. Jonathan went to his first superset and he's freaking pumped. So, anyway, but I found out about you. And then Jonathan came up with a money excuse, right? And at first, right? And then I was telling Sagi about it because he's a military. Thank you for serving our country. And Steve is also a military man. And then Sagi's like, seriously? He's like, tell him to do whatever it takes, you know, like, tell him that I had to sleep in my car and I found a way, you know, and that I had to sleep in tanning beds. And so I told Jonathan that, right? Let me unmute you, Jonathan. And then what happened, Jonathan?
Well, he just it basically just like reaffirmed like my actual mission, why, and it just everything just set me like on fire on why exactly I'm a coach. I mean, it's obviously I had I'm just like what Sagi said, and even what Barbie said. You have to be willing to you got to do what you got to do, and obviously for like the fellow military, that's here. We obviously whenever we have a mission, what's the mission? We got to get that done. And even when we can be tired, we can be, I mean, just everything about it messed up. But what's the focus? What's the mission? Let's just get it done. And then, that's what we had to do. Even when, as I progressed upward in the ranks in the military, I had to take on that more responsibility, and I had to actually set myself outside of the comfort zone, because even from when I first pressed play with Beachbody, with Insanity, on top of like seeing the infomercials, hey, we just by training hard like that, you're obviously outside of your comfort zone, and you obviously have to push this hard. So I just like to use some of that driving force, because even though I like to crush every single one of my workouts now, I got to crush myself, when it comes to, working on personal development, just getting rid of all of that excuses. And just like what I learned from Super Sunday yesterday in Dallas, which was super cool and fun, by the way, that Carl Deichler said in one of his videos, non-negotiable. Yep. You want to make Success Club? Non-negotiable. You want to have Shakeology every day for 365 days? Guess what? Non-negotiable. So I can go on. I mean, it's just that I'm getting excited. So and even from when I first messaged you, Barbie, and even and
I know his message, by the way.
Yeah,
I never saw his message, and the man is going back like a year later, months later.
Yeah,
like
months later. Yeah.
I didn't do it on purpose.
And I just have to be consistent. So that's how I became part of became part of a Team Empire, and that's how I was able to even get in touch with you, Barbie, in which I'm so thankful for what you and Sagi and everybody else over in Team Empire, even like some of the people that I met over in Dallas yesterday. And that was my first ever Beachbody event, everybody. So, so I was just
awesome.
So. I mean, so guess what? Y'all put out for me. Y'all put out for me. I am putting out for you. Okay?
I love it. Thank you, Jonathan.
You're welcome.
Okay, raise your hand if you feel one excited man right there. Freaking awesome. I love it. I love it. I freaking love it. It's that excitement, you guys. Like I'm all like pumped up from Jonathan. That's what it takes, and that is contagious. Like, people want to be a part of that. Not like, oh, nobody wants to sign up with me. Nobody wants me to, like, nobody likes that. Nobody wants to be, oh my God, he's crazy. He's doing push-ups. Stop distracting us, Jonathan. Oh my God. Hey, Christina. So, oh my gosh. But that's what it takes, you guys. Thank you, Jonathan. You made me laugh today. I needed that. All right, let's see what some of your concerns are, okay? So Christina said, how do you not be so hard on yourself for not getting everything done each day? It can get overwhelming with a full-time job and kids. And so my advice, Christina, for you is to and for everybody, and actually that was what I wanted to talk about today, was the power hour. Every day, whether you have an hour a day, right? And you can do 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes there, divide your time. So if you have a pen and paper and you're doing this, write it down, or if you don't, you can listen. I don't really care what, how you choose to do it. But if you have an hour, what are the basic things that you need to be doing, okay? And Steve, Liza Newby, you're gonna get training on this, so you don't have, but I think that sometimes we forget, and Christina said it, right? These are the basic behaviors. These are the things that you should be doing every single freaking day, whether you're tired, you're excited, whatever you're feeling, this is what it's gonna take for you to be successful. I can tell you that when I stepped up as a leader and I said, okay, I've been a leader, but like something happened in between then, I'm like, oh, I don't need to work so hard. I realized, I was like, every day I need to do these 5 things, and I do them every single day so that it doesn't feel like I'm struggling and hustling to have people join our team. Like, look at Jonathan. He thanked me for allowing me to be a part of the team. Like, people should feel that being part of the Empire is freaking awesome and a privilege. We've got the freaking awesome tools. We've got the support. We've got the training. If you haven't looked at the calendar, take a look at the calendar. We have 2 business opportunity webinars. We have 2 sneak peeks. We have the new coach training. We have challenge groups. I mean, we give you everything. All you have to do is actually put in that effort. So what are the things that you need to be doing every day? If you have an hour a day, right? And it means that it has to be 1 hour of really focused time. So if you want to split it to 60 minutes, right? 10 minutes a day, you must find new people. 3 new people, 2 to 3 new people every single day. I'm not going to go over right now. It's in the files section, how to find new people. But if you're not doing that, you won't have people to talk to in a month. And that's what happened to Christina. She's smiling, okay? Because she has, how much have you lost, by the way, Christina? You've lost like, what's the count now?
185.
Oh my God, girl. You know you're gonna freaking win the Beachbody Challenge. We have to talk about that another time. But 185 pounds she's lost. Like, oh my God. So in the beginning, because she's had such a huge transformation, people were coming to her, and the first month she was able to sell challenge pack like hotcakes, right? But then what happened the second month? She ran out of people because everyone that she knew and that knew her had bought. So this is when she got herself in trouble, right? And then that's when I called her out, and I'm like, we have to use scripts, but you need to be adding new people every single day. So Jonathan and Steve, you guys are military men. If there are groups on Facebook that have to do with the military and you're interested in doing that, go into the groups, and you're not spamming people. You're not sending them Beachbody links. You're making real connections, okay? So if you are into basket weaving, okay, or you love whatever that is, right? Steve is like, no. Whatever that thing is that you're into, right? You're a librarian, Nancy, right? You're into like antique books, let's say. Then go into these groups and start making connections. What happens is that the people that you're making connections with in this group, right? If you send them a message and said, hey, I see that, and it was on the National Wake Up Call today. Shade gave that tip. I see that you have the 1934 edition of, I don't know, One Ran Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I'm making stuff up. What are you laughing at, Maria? At me? She's like cracking up, right? Whatever that book is, right? And then the person will write back like, yeah, I bought it at an antique show. You start building that relationship. You start being genuinely interested in that person. That person is going to start seeing what you post on your social media. So it's not because you're constantly talking about Beachbody. Like if you're constantly talking about Beachbody, no one's going to want to be a part of you. They're going to know that you're trying to sell them on something. But if you're posting about antique books, gardening, yourself, your family life, and who you are, and Beachbody is just 20% of that, eventually they're going to see your posts about the sneak peeks. They're going to see your posts about running a challenge group. And then then you can, when you're messaging them, two things are going to happen. Either they're going to ask you, but most likely you're going to have to tell them about it. So, hey, I know we've been talking back and forth. I don't know if you saw this or if you would be interested, but I'm doing a 3-day sneak peek, or tomorrow I'm having a webinar. Would you like me to give you the link so you can join? So that way it's not spammy. You're truly, truly, truly building nice relationships with people. And you're not tied to the outcome. Like if they buy, they buy. If they don't, that's fine. Okay. So every single day you are making at least 3 new connections. If you don't do this every day, and yes, you're allowed to take a day off. Okay. Consistency just means exactly that. Consistent every single day. And yes, when you take a day off, do nothing. You could like go and play and do whatever you want to do without adding 3 new people. Every day, you're making 3 new connections. And this is minimum. Like if you need to make this a full-time income and fast, then you need to 10x it. But that's one of the really good books that I've read this year. It's called the 10x rule. And basically it says, whatever you think you're doing, do it 10 times more. But every day you're making 3 new connections. So connections could just mean, hey, how's it going? You know, or connecting with one of your challengers, sending them a little message, just asking how they're doing. It could be sending Kelsey a message like, hey girl, how's life after, you know, becoming an Emerald coach, right? Or it could be connecting, could just be someone that said no to you a really long time ago about a challenge pack. You don't connect to try to sell them again, but you just connect to ask them how their kids are doing, or that you saw a cool picture on Facebook. I'll say it again and again and again. This business is about relationship. It's about building relationships, right? It's not about, yes, we're selling challenge packs. Yes, we want to sponsor coaches to help them. But why do we want to do that? Because we truly want to make a difference in somebody's lives, because we know that their life can change with one freaking program and through coaching. And so don't look at people with Success Club on their forehead, but really just connect because you want to connect. And if they never buy anything, that's cool. Why? Because every single day you're talking to 3 new people. So if Jack doesn't buy, eventually someone down the road is. So if you're complaining that you're not getting the results that you want, I hate to break it to you, but it's because you're not talking to enough people. Okay. Okay, so let me keep going. Type your comment, Jonathan, because I want to finish my 5 little points. And that's so cute that you can raise your hand in this Zoom. I didn't see that. Okay, the next thing is invite. You must invite every single day, at least one person. It can be to a free challenge group. It can be to a paid challenge group. It can be to the coaching opportunity. Like I said, we have a challenge group. We have 2 business opportunity webinars, 2 sneak peeks, 2 opportunity webinars. And I saw one of my new coaches say, oh, I posted, or I posted about a clean eating group and nobody bid, right? Like nobody said they were interested. Well, you cannot wait for people to come to you. If you want this business to be successful for you, you actually have to go and find people. And the way you do that without feeling like you're a vulture is the first 2 parts. Every day you're finding new people to just be friends with. Then every day you're connecting with them. Over time, you're going to be able to do the 3rd thing, which is to invite them. Okay. And we have scripts on how to invite people, and you can also ask in our groups. And then the 4th thing is following up. Every single day, you must follow up with people, okay? The people that said, no, not now. The people that said, maybe next month. The people that said, I don't know. And I go back. I mean, I'm pretty persistent, and I keep track. We probably should do a separate call for tracking, but I use now something called Streak. It's free. It's through Gmail. And I have this lady, Bobby, for example, who told me she was ready. She loves Shakeology. She doesn't have a coach. She's ready to coach. I've messaged her like 5 times. Just keep on checking back every month, right? Because you never know. She stopped answering and I didn't do anything. So eventually I'll leave her alone. But, every once in a while I'll check in. That's following up. Today on the National Wake Up Call, we had Shay Sanford, who is freaking awesome. She's a superstar diamond coach in the Millionaires Club. She said that she was invited 4 times to be a coach, and that she said no until the 4th time, or till after the 4th time. So if you guys are afraid to follow up with people because you think that you're bothering them, you're really, really missing out. And then I think the 5th behavior that I do every day now, and I'm more methodical with it, is mentoring. If you have one person on your team, that is one person that you can mentor. And if you don't have one person yet on your team, then find someone to mentor, even if it's not, just go and do something. I know that Sagi has a rule for him, for his life, a philosophy is every day I'm gonna help one person. Every day he has to help at least one person. And so if you don't have any coaches on your team yet, just think of it that way. Like, who can I say something to? Who can I talk to that would benefit from what I have to say? And in all this, you guys, you're truly, truly helping people, right? I can tell you that I've been there where I look at, in the past, where I look at people at Success Club numbers, or, you know, I've had a goal in mind, and now I've just really, really let go of that, even though I'm still super goal oriented. That hasn't changed, but what's changing is my approach. And I'll end with this example. So I had a woman write to me and say, Barbie, you know, I want to be a coach. She filled out this application, but she said she has a coach, and she just felt that that her coach has less time for her, because as her team gets bigger, she feels like her emails got impersonal, right? So I responded, and I'm like, what's the right thing to do, right? I'm sure that I've dropped the ball as a coach, and I'm not always the best challenge group runner. You know, when I have a lot of things in my life going on, it's hard to be in 10 million groups. And I would really be sad if I've been investing in this customer for 4 years, and then the customer goes and finds another coach just because, you know, she felt kind of disconnected. But if you hate your coach, if you have no relationship with your coach, I'm okay with that, okay? So, but that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I knew that this person had a coach and that they had a relationship. And I said, listen, you sound like an amazing person, and I'd love for you to join the team, but out of fairness and out of respect to that relationship that you have you tried to talk to your coach and tell them about, you know, what it is that you're feeling, you know, that you're feeling disconnected, that you don't feel like you're getting the attention that you need? I said, out of fairness, I think that's the right thing to do, but I'll answer your questions anyway, okay? So I said that, and then I just decided, I made the decision, because she's a veterinarian. She says that it's really hard to lose, you know, little dog patients and animal patients in her job. So we connected about that. We connected about being in debt. She owes tons, like hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loans. So then I said, you know, no matter what you decide and what happens with coaching, just know that there's a way out. And so I just decided that even though I probably won't get this person to be my coach, I was still going to give her my time, right? And I did. And then she wrote back and she's like, you're right. I'm going to go talk to my coach, and I have a feeling I'll never hear from her. But at least I feel like I did the right thing, and that I invested in this person without feeling like, okay, so what am I going to get in return? Because karma is a bitch, but karma is also a good thing, you know? And I'm like, it's going to come back to me. I'm going to do what's right, and, you know, good things are going to happen for me, as opposed to having this like scarcity mentality. So, okay. Do you still have a question, Jonathan? Because we really got to go. You're good? Okay, good. All right. Okay, guys, I've kept you on longer than I wanted to. I hope you found this team call helpful. I posted a little graphic in the Empire Assembly Hall of what you should be doing every day. It's the basic behaviors that are going to get you guys there. It's not anything magical. You don't need websites. You don't need Facebook ads. You don't need anything extra other than yourself, your desire to help people, and your consistent behavior of doing those 4 or 5 little behaviors that I talked about. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.